Hi, guys. I hope you guys are having a great day. We are at a point where we're going to start writing our story. Yay! That is so exciting. So, today you're going to look at kind of all the brainstorming and all of the thoughts you've been putting into this story and start writing your first fourth grade narrative, which is going to be super exciting. I'm going to talk to you today about chapter 1, which is going to be the exposition. So we're going to have, let's see, I believe it's 6 chapters. Oh, 5 chapters. So you're going to have one over the exposition, then the rising action, the conflict and the climax, the falling action, and the resolution. So we're going to have 5 chapters. Today I'm going to talk to you about chapter 1, which is the exposition. Now, I know we talked about exposition a few weeks ago and we looked at the different parts of a plot diagram, but I kind of want to review that with you guys. So here we have the plot diagram. This you'll see lots of times, but it's pretty much what makes up a good narrative or a good story. Okay? We don't want to read a story where everything's happy and nothing goes wrong and everything's great. So if you follow this structure, it can help your writing be interesting and your story keep people on the edge of their seats and be interested in reading what you are writing. Okay, so as a reminder, the exposition is going to be the part of the story where you'll introduce your characters, you'll introduce your setting, and kind of the basic situation that's happening. Your rising action is just kind of a couple events that lead to the climax of your story. Okay, look up here. The climax is at the top of this big mountain peak. And that's because the climax is that turning point for your main character. It's the most exciting part. It's what makes you just feel like you're at the edge of your seat and you can't wait to just keep reading. It's that make or break moment for your main character. Then after that happens, the falling action, we begin to tie up some loose ends. What happens? What choices did your character make after being in that make or break moment, that exciting part of the story? And then it ends with our resolution. Notice a resolution has the word solution in there. So you're tying up loose ends. You're saying, how is the story going to end? It's going to leave you feeling happy and everything's going well in your story. So that's going to be your structure of your whole story that I want you to think about as you're writing this week. But today, you just have to focus on the exposition. All right, so the exposition is going to be that beginning of your story where, let's see, I need to go on my little X button here. All right, where you're going to introduce your characters, right? You're going to say who your characters are, introduce the setting, where is the story taking place, and you're going to introduce that basic situation. So I know you've already been brainstorming your awesome characters, you've brainstormed your setting, now you just need to write it in paragraph form. Here is an example of a very familiar story, The Three Little Pigs. Here's the exposition for that. Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs who lived with their mother in a meadow. What do you know? We have 3 little pigs, we have a mother, we have a meadow, we have our characters, and we have our setting. Okay? One day, the mother pig said to the 3 little pigs, "You need to go out into the world and make your way on your own." So they waved goodbye, and out in the world they went. Okay, so that was our simple exposition there. We learned our characters, we learned the setting, and the basic situation was set up. We know that the pigs are going to go out into the world and they're going to try to make it on their own. So today you are going to write your own exposition. If you look in our teacher's story here, the teachers wrote this awesome story about this kiddo who wins $1 million. Or really not a kiddo, I guess it's more of like a teen. Someone who can drive, at least she buys a car. All right, so I want you guys to look at our exposition. I want you to think about Ooh, are they introducing characters? What is the setting? What's kind of the basic scenario? Oh my goodness. I can't believe it, I said to my best friend. What? What has happened? She said excitedly. I just won $1 million from the giveaway I entered, I yelled back. That was the start of it all. The day my life had changed, and for the better. My mind started racing with all the things I could do with $1 million. I could buy a new house, a new car, and maybe even help some of my family out. I went straight home to start planning out my new future. I sat down at my desk and just stared out the window. What should I do first? I want to be as responsible as possible, but I also think a nice treat wouldn't hurt anyone. I thought hard as to what would be the first thing I would buy with this amazing prize. It finally came to me. My car had been on its last leg for quite a while, but so many other things needed to come first. Not anymore. I could finally afford to get a new car. Woo, woo, woo. With that thought in mind, I turned on my computer and started my research. I was going to the car lot tomorrow and I was going to buy myself the best vehicle I could find to fit my new life as a millionaire. All right, so here in our exposition, we introduce our main character. We really don't know her name here, but we know it's I. It's written in first person. She is telling her story. We know she has a friend here that she's talking to. And then we've also introduced the situation, which is, okay, this girl just won $1 million. So we don't know what's going to happen yet. We know it looks like she's going to go buy a car, but we've started to introduce the situation of the story, which is, she has $1 million. What's she going to do with it? So today, when you're writing yours, think about your story, and you are going to come up with, you should actually already have came up with your character's name and your setting and the situation. So you're going to come in here in your Google Slides and you're going to write chapter 1. Okay, we want a minimum of 6 sentences in there. Remember, you're opening up your story. You want your reader to keep reading. Okay, so you're going to come in here and you're going to write a good solid paragraph where you're going to introduce your characters, tell what the setting is, and you will kind of get the start of the basic scenario, the setup for the story. All right, as you're writing, think about, are you going to write from a first person point of view narrative? Are you going to say, I did this, put yourself in the story? Are you going to do a third person limited? Are you going to know the thoughts and feelings of one character? Or are you going to be a third person omniscient and know the thoughts and feelings of all the characters as you're writing? So think about that as you're writing your wonderful narratives. I can't wait to read what you guys come up with. So excited for you guys. You all rock. Good luck and happy writing. Bye.